Straight from 1442 Kusini. This is Richard Mwenje exclusive. Welcome on board. Such a privilege to have you on board one more time. And just a quick reminder that this Saturday, the 28th of June, 2025, we're going to be at 1442 Kusini in South B along Surrey Road for open day. So probably you want to own a one-bedroom unit apartment, a two-bedroom. Why don't you come at 1442 Kusini? You get one bedroom at only 5.7 million Kenya shillings, two-bedroom apartment unit at 7.7 million Kenya shillings. And the good thing about the open day, you're going to meet some of our financing partners. Cooperative Bank is going to be there. Kenya Mortgage and Refinance Corporations are going to be there. They're going to even give you affordable mortgage rates below 10%. You can imagine such an offer. So we're going to be telling you more about this as the show goes on. But first things first, Prof, great to see you. You're doing well?
Thank you.
You are in a black suit today. Are you mourning the events that we witnessed on Wednesday or something?
No. I look at issues realistically.
Tell me.
Like many other Kenyans, especially of my age, I'm sad.
Why are you sad, bro?
I'm sad because we are dancing around danger, oblivious of what we are walking into.
But who is to blame then?
All of us.
All of us?
Yes.
Fathers have failed their children and the children have failed their parents?
Yes.
So how do you navigate these murky waters as a country?
My generation and those slightly younger than me and slightly older than me have failed this country. So our children and our grandchildren want to do what we refuse to do. We refuse to self-correct. We refused to put the right people in power. We gave power to the wrong people. We allowed the tribe to lead our thinking. We engaged in primitive accumulation of money. And those who didn't have money, they were led into believing that if they told the line and kept quiet and didn't question, they too will be rich. Sadly, some of them have been waiting. Now they have retired. They have never become rich. So our children and their children are saying, no, let's do what our fathers failed to do.
Let's do what our fathers failed to do.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Prof, regarding what you've just raised up.
Yes.
Is it a lie to say that if we're still going to make politics in Kenya as lucrative as it is today, are we so sure that we're going to have even a worse president, even in the event that people get Ruto out? Is that the reality?
You see, it's one thing to get Ruto out, but quite another thing to institute change. You know?
Sure.
That is true. It has happened in many other places around us. There have been revolutions, presidents thrown out of power, kings removed, but nothing has come out of it.
Ruto must go is not enough antidote for the country?
You know, when the country is angry, sometimes they don't even care about those things we are talking about. They just want somebody out of power. So you can't stop them.
Myopic thinking that.
It's not myopic. It is a necessary first step. And truth be told, nothing remains the same. Nothing ever remains the same. You could remove a president through Ruto must go, through Bashir, what have you, and an observer will be forgiven and even understood when he says nothing has changed. Bashir has gone, so and so has gone, but what has changed? That may be true. But the truth also is that you can't return the old order. You can't.
Gone with the winds?
Yes. Even those who come, they may not deliver. But any attempt to take people back will always fail. That's why sometimes you see successive changes. A regime comes to goes. Of course, the most easy example of the French Revolution. Yeah. One order comes to, it doesn't deliver, it goes like that, with the consequences. But things can never be the same. Once a person has been removed from power through some kind of revolutionary thinking and action, it is very difficult for the old order to continue.
Prof, let's circle back to the events of June 25th. And whereas there are a number of united opposition leaders in the streets, talk of Kalonzo Musyoka and a few others therein, we never saw the presence of Rigathi Gachagua, DCP leader. And you as a political pundit, will you say that was a calculated move from Rigathi Gachagua in the sense that he never wanted the Gen Z revolution to look like it's coming from an ethnic standpoint or infiltrated by political financing or something like that?
People have said this thing is financed by Jimmy Wanjigi. People have said this thing is financed by Rigathi Gachagua. And the same people have said especially on the day of the Maandamano, that was a Kikuyu uprising.
A Central Kenya affair.
A Central Kenya affair, a game affair at the very most. And therefore, I would imagine people like Jimmy Wanjiga and Gachagua will be very careful how they get involved in this matter. Yeah.
So theirs was calculated silence.
It is possible, or they could just be cowards.
The truthful man of God?
Yeah, you can be. You know, my friend, even Jesus said, the spirit is willing,
but the flesh is weak.
The flesh is weak.
If you look at the events that happened in Mount Kenya.
When death was now coming. Yeah. I gave a man a lift, please.
Sure.
I don't know. By coincidence, he was bragging to me how, as a DO, he had received paramilitary training, which is true, they used to receive, and how he was tough. Then we were stopped by special branch, by this flying squad. And the guns were cocked. In fact, one of the people there told me, Malim, he had been my student, go home and slaughter goat. How you are not killed, I don't know. Sauti yako kubwa ili kusaidia. By the time I was removing my seatbelt to come out, they would have shot me. Something was happening in the country. And therefore, these guys who are moving around and... Okay, so the story is the guy, when I checked my car, he had peed there.
This guy with paramilitary training?
Yes. Alikuwa amekojea kwa gari yangu. Wherever he is, you can remember.
Rigathi could have been a coward.
So you can think somebody's tough, but when the hour of reckoning comes...
They turn to the nearest Sonko.
Yeah, a book called Darkness at Noon, if I remember right. Some prisoners, they communicate through the wall. They have a code. Yeah. The way they knock on the wall, it's a signal. You interpret what they are saying. So I knew somebody, one of them is inside the other wall. So he's being given advice because he's going for execution. He's going to be hanged. And one of these guys said, technical advice, empty your bowels.
Technical advice?
Empty your
bowels.
Why? When the hangman comes, you can go when you are messy.
I get the point, Prof. But if you look at the events and even how the demonstrations escalated in areas like Nyeri, Meru, and even in Kikuyu here, where Ishungwa comes from, you could really tell that indeed those crowds were really angry, to the point of some torching government buildings. But particularly for Kikuyu constituency, what do you think is the writing on the wall for Kimani Ichung'wah from the electorate?
For Kimani Ichung'wah is over. For now.
Done and dusted?
Oh, done and dusted. It's over. If I were Kimani Ichung'wah, I would not even run for office.
It's happening for the second time.
And there's a time he went unopposed. Very popular chap. But now, as politics works for now...
To what do you owe this disdain he's receiving from his electorate?
It's just being associated with Ruto, who these people hate.
Would going to Gachagua save him?
Now?
Yeah.
It's too late.
Too little, too late?
The other people can go now, but for Ichung'wah, because of his standing in the other camp, he'll be received with a lot of suspicion.
Treated with contempt?
Yeah. Nobody will receive him.
So, Prof, if you look at now this protest going forth and becoming nationwide protest, be it in Eldoret town, be it in Kisii, and you'd imagine that maybe it's only Kikuyu that will, the Gema community that will really cheer up to the demonstrations. But
these are things people say. When Raila is in the street, they say it's a low affair. Instead of addressing the challenge, they say, hii ni Wajaluo. So, the hawa ni Wajaluo sasa. If we had addressed issues that led the Raila people into the streets, instead of saying ni mambo ya Wajaluo, we would not be where we are today. We would not be losing life senselessly the way we did last year and this year. But we chose to say, hii miandamano ni ya Wajaluo. Wajaluo wa Nairobi na Kisumu. So today, in the same cheapness, instead of addressing the issues that the Gen Zs are raising, we want to say it's a
Mount Kenya
affair.
We are missing the
point. Next time, it will be a coastal affair because Joho will be the one who is aggrieved and leading the demonstration. That's That doesn't serve the country well.
So, Prof, if you look at now Reverend Tony Kiama coming outside Nation Center building, joining the protesters, actually even praying for them, and also you see other clerics from All Saint Cathedral also being met with tear gas canisters, would you say that the church in Kenya will be the last nail on the political coffin of Kenya Kwanza regime, if indeed they don't change tact towards 2027?
You know, the church has a powerful voice if they choose to use it. Yes. The voice of the church cannot count for nothing. And their contribution in the second liberation of this country is written in bold letters in our history books. Bold letters. You cannot talk about the liberation, second liberation, without mentioning Ndingman Nzeki, Bishop Gitari, without mentioning Alexander Muge, Timothy Njoya, Henry Okulu, you know, and the others. You have to. Father Kaisa, you will have to. They had a role. All Saint Cathedral offered comfort and refuge to many of the fugitives, to many of the people who are subject of attack. All Saint Cathedral was a place where families who were grieving were offered comfort and support. You can't wipe out that. The Catholic Church helped the people, played a prominent role, and other religious organizations, the Muslims and all that. So religious men of cloth, religious leaders have a powerful voice which they can use to make sure things go right in. And sometimes when they go wrong, like they went last time,
it's a done deal.
Unfortunately, things have become so transactional that the church is not left out. Everybody wants money, including the church leaders. And I've always said, this country will go right the moment we put money where it belongs. Many things go wrong in this country. Almost everything goes because we focus on money. The yardstick for measuring success is money. You can't talk where other men are talking if you don't have money. Nobody cares how you got that money. So the church has joined the fray. Look, because things are not working, all of us have CVs in our offices and our homes.
Yeah.
Never mind that we have even our own children without jobs. But seeing people at our level think we'll give them jobs.
Sure.
The church minister is no exception.
He too is carrying the burden.
So the bishop, the priest,
he needs to pay rent.
He needs to help people. Unless you correct some of these things, the society will collapse. When you have the church ministers, the pastors, the reverends, the priests, the bishops, falling for the same thing all of us are falling, scrambling to get money, begging politicians for money because the pressure they have. We all work, we are subjected to pressure, and this pressure affects us. Classical example, no longer at ease. Obi.
No longer at ease.
No longer, but you know what, you read that story and see how Obi, an upright man who never could see anything with corruption, he finds himself in a situation where he has made an outcast pregnant, an Osu, and she must procure an abortion and one or two other things. He tries to save by cutting even warm water, and anachukua pesa. Bribe. So,
Obi succumbs.
Yes.
To the allure of money.
Yes. Because there's a really need and a really danger. In the Igbo society, how are you going to tell the people that you have made an outcast pregnant? Yeah, I'm telling you, so it's difficult. Things are difficult, even for the priests. So if we had a society that was functional,
sure,
where jobs were reasonably available, and access to those jobs was not based on who you knew or how much you had, even the pressure on the church leadership will be less. And they will spend more time talking about the good things than trying to please politicians.
We're bringing the show from 1442 Kusini, located along Sore Road in South B. This particular unit, two-bedroom, where we're bringing the show from, goes for only 7.7 million Kenya shillings only. There are also one-bedroom unit apartments going for 5.7 million Kenya shillings only. So how about you come and join us on our open day, this 20th day of June, the year of our Lord 2025. We're going to be here with the entire team of Nairobi Review. They're going to be development partners on board, talk of Kenya Mortgage Refinance Corporation, and they have affordable mortgage rates going for below 10%. There's also going to be a
number. Fixed over the period of the mortgage.
And not just came at actually going to have Cooperative Bank, some financing partners. They're going to be here. How about you scan the QR code appearing on your screen so that you book yourself a slot for open day. Professor Manyora is going to be here with the entire team. We talk a little bit about politics and governance and also about investment, and particularly in real estate. So come join us at 1442 Kusini in South Bay along Sore Road. Prof, very finally, we are at a time whereby we are seeing increased women taking part in these demonstrations, calling for accountability. During your heydays, you could only pinpoint at Martha Karua or Charity Ngilu or one or two others. But now you're actually seeing from Nerima Wako to hundreds of them in the streets. What does it tell of the place of the latter-day Kenyan woman in defining the future of Kenya?
It is the Kenyan youth, the young men of this country. They know they have no future unless they fight for it. They must claim the future. They know their parents have let them down. They watch as their mothers and fathers struggle through life to bring them up, barely surviving. They watch as their parents sell land whenever sickness visits the home, sell the little they have to become complete paupers. And they say, no, this is enough. And it can't be a woman or a man. For the young people, this is enough. They can't have it anymore. The sooner my generation knows it, the better. The sooner old people know this, the better. And the signals are there. Even in your homes, you know that. You will not treat your children the way we were treated. They know what they want. They know they are right. So, and the coming into the game of ladies, young ladies, is also a challenge to men. And therefore you'll see more young people taking part. Because it's like a challenge. It's like, sasa kama wasichana wako wewe unafanya nini nyumbani? Unajua that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It is encouraging the young people.
Pricks your conscience.
It is the role of that girl in the street, the girl you see, unmasking a policeman. Yeah. Through that one act, the Hanifas and the rest of these people. When you see the protests growing bigger every time we have won, the 25th of last year was powerful, but the one of this year was much more powerful in terms of shutting Nairobi completely down, in terms of the courage and in terms of the numbers. If you have another one, and God forbid,
a mother of all protests,
it will be something nobody can talk about. So the presence of those young women serves to fuel the struggle.
Like
women have always had a role. Women have always had a role in struggles.
Like Field Marshal Muthoni wa Kirima?
Yeah, even just encouraging the warriors other than feeding them. The former IG, the one, what did you call him? My friend, I've forgotten his name. Kimayo. I think Kimayo.
Kimayo.
He did his PhD on that. The role of women in the war. Even in how they treat the warriors when they come back. How they jeer at cowards. Fear women, they are powerful.
Fear women, they are powerful.
Yes.
All right, it's at that particular point that we take this conversation to a wrap. We've been talking a raft of issues in the world of politics and governance. We've brought the show straight from 1442 Kusini here in South B along Sore Road. We are doing this show from one of their two-bedroom units that goes for only 7.7 million Kenya shillings. And they also have one-bedroom units up for grabs at only 5.7 million Kenya shillings. You will get an opportunity to know more about 1442 Kusini on their open day, this 20th day of June 2025. It's actually this coming Saturday. Be here with us as Nairobi Review Company. We're also going to have development partners here, Kenya Mortgage Refinance Corporation. Cooperative Bank are going to be here to help walk your financing journey if you really want to own one of these units. So show up and you'll gladly get value for your money. Prof, great to have you. For
Thank
this
you.
particular conversation, we wait to see you next time. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing.